And then, you know what it is. BSG, Black Star Guidance. You know who it is. Black Star. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for me. It helps me out tremendously. And I hope you guys had a beautiful holiday. And, you know, just want to touch base with y'all, though. It's been a minute. Lighter subject, like I said. And, you know, just want to really just, you know, first of all, again, say thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for, you know, trusting in me. And, you know, listening to this guidance I got for y'all, man. I'm not trying to steer y'all wrong. But anywho, just want to touch base with y'all on just, you know, a little bit more about who I am as a person, you know what I mean? And what drives me and brings me here. Like, you know, it's all derived from perspective. And, you know, that's the greatest key to, you know what I mean, what I'm trying to do for y'all. You know what I mean? I'm trying to give y'all a different perspective. It's a great ability, you know what I mean, to be able to have the higher perspective or be able to see a higher perspective. And that's really like a gift and an ability, you know what I mean, to really honestly through it all, through thick and thin, be able to get to the lesson, find the perspective of the situation, and not, you know what I mean, not get too caught up in the emotional state of the situation. Not everybody is able to, you know, do that. Not everybody has that gift. And, you know, that's where the teachers and the helpers come in, you know what I mean, to where we help you and guide you. And, you know, I'm here to do that. But, you know, just me personally, again, you know, just giving you a little more background about myself. Like, you know, I came from a very, like, strange and difficult childhood, you know what I mean? Like, I was always expected to be and do something more than what somebody else was able to do or capable of doing or even doing. And, you know, for a long time, that shit affected my person and who I was and my ability to, you know, shake that shit. You know, I've talked a lot about self-love, and I've talked about a lot about, you know, just a whole spectrum of things. And these are all based on my real life experience and being able to grasp a higher perspective from, you know, the situation and really truly find out who you are. Like, you know what I mean? You really get tested in the battlefield. You really get tested with who you are. Because, I mean, you know, we signed up for this, you know what I mean? Like, just to give you a little sample. Like, it's soul contracts, man. Like, before we even come here, we signed contracts saying, you know, what we gonna go through, our parents' names, all that, you know what I mean? And these is all challenges and tests that we signed up for. And either you're gonna rise to the occasion and keep going to become your higher self, or you're gonna, you know, subside to your challenges that you signed up for. And pretty much that's where, you know, you doing life over comes from. That's where, you know what I mean, reincarnation comes from. And, you know what I mean, having to do life all over again and feeling deja vus. And, like, again, it's so much more that, you know what I mean, that subject goes into, that I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna just leave it just at that. But like, I had to figure out a lot of things about myself. I had to figure out a lot of things about people around me, and I've really, sincerely and truly, like, I really had to make every single decision that I expressed to y'all. Like, I've had to walk away from people. I've had to walk away from family. Like, I've had to walk away from instrumental people in most people's lives. But from perspective wise, sticking around isn't doing you justice, isn't, really to the core. Once you, again, start shaking everything that you've been told you were or weren't, it don't match up to who you are no more. That energy don't match up to who you are no more. So, like, this shit is hard, because you really have to walk away from, again, significant people, cornerstone people in your life. But you have to understand, you have to look at things and understand that now these people don't serve a purpose in your life no more. And the longer you try and hold on to people that don't serve a purpose in your life no more, that's again where I talk about lessons. I live some hard fucking lessons, like, for real. I live some hard lessons, like, for real. Those that know me on a personal level are from my past, but even now, like, I'm not dwelling on the past. That's over. What happened in the past is, again, cornerstones to me being who I am now. And I've gotten to a point, I've grown in perspective to, like, as much as things bothered me, hurt me in the past, as much as, you really be shell shocked by things, like, in hindsight, 2020 hindsight, you could look back and be like, yo, I'm really thankful that situations did play out the way they did. And that's where I am with life. Like, I'm really thankful that some of the hurts that I've experienced in my life weren't meant to break me down. They were only meant for me to get to where I am now in my perspective, get to where I am for me now with just the understanding of things, and my spiritual connection with source. It's all helped and enhanced who I am, and pushed me and propelled me into kind of, I didn't even want to say kind of, like, realizing certain things that I was already in tune to as a kid that I didn't really pay attention to. And at some point in time, through all the changes in life, you lose touch with those, gifts, abilities, or whatever. And a lot of that shit's coming back for me. Like, a whole lot of that shit's coming back for me. And at first it was an adjustment period, but now it's like a sense of familiarity. Like, I remember all this shit. Like, I remember and understand why I've had to walk away from people. I remember and understand kind of, what my lessons were in the past about why I'm still in situations, and this, that, and the third. Like, I got a good heart, and I've been a people pleaser for so long that, you get taken advantage of. And I didn't see it as people was taking advantage of me, because I was in my own low vibrational state, dealing with my own issues, abandonment issues, and childhood shit, feeling inadequate versus, my older sibling. I was always compared to with my older sibling and whatnot. So, it was kind of a competition environment, so to speak, and it just, it changes you as a kid, you can't necessarily be as pure, as you want to, because then you start seeing and peeping and recognizing, like, yo, I'm the same, and there's this, you know what I mean? But as I've grown, you know, I've come to understand some of those very reasons why, you know what I mean? And that has a lot to do with, again, having the perspective and understanding that even our parents aren't perfect, you know what I mean? Even our parents have childhood traumas and childhood issues that have gone unaddressed, you know what I mean? And their parenting style is more or less a reflection of what their parents taught them. So whatever, you know, limiting beliefs about, you know what I mean, what they can and can't do, what they should and shouldn't do, those are going to be passed down from generation to generation. And the longer, you know what I mean, those things are passed down, it becomes like a for real, like generational type, you know what I mean, ingrained in your DNA type thing, you know what I mean? So it takes a lot of energy in a sense, because what you are doing is you are attempting, once you start, you know, understanding that and pushing forward, you are attempting to break generational curses. And albeit your ancestors and, you know what I mean, your spirit guides and your guardian angels, they pushing for you, and the creators is pushing for you, there's still those opposing forces that don't want you to get there, essentially. So, you know what I mean, those things come in the forms of lots of things. Addictions, you know what I mean, family members, places, things, just, you know what I mean, materialism, materialistic beliefs, ego, you know what I mean? Like these limiting beliefs, these shadow energies come in, you know what I mean, lots of different forms. And I've had to really like face myself, face where I've been in life, and face what I've allowed in my life to happen. You know what I mean? Allowed people, allowed circumstances to dictate things, and, you know, not take my power back in situations. And it's very important to really understand the narrative of taking your power back. It's not a sense of ego. It's more of a sense of, again, getting the perspective, being willing to accept your perspective, being willing to accept what you see, being willing to accept the truth, and then being willing to adjust, you know, apply the necessary whatever is needed to successfully navigate you through the situation as peacefully and as harmoniously with your true self as possible. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not for the drama. I'm not for the BS. I'm not for the pettiness. Like, you know what I mean? I used to be about that. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I would engage in petty shit, and I would engage in, you know, just, you cheat on me, I'm gonna cheat on you. Like, just for example, like I've been down that road before, and I've engaged in that. But you start to get older and you start to gain perspective. Like, number one, why am I even doing this? Why am I with this person if I'm gonna be cheating? Period. What's the point? And then you start to understand that it's the familiarity concept and the familiarity factor. And now it's, you know, more deeper than that. It may be rooted in abandonment issues. It may be codependency issues. You know what I mean? There's so many different other dynamics that you get to open up and explore. And if you got the balls, you're going to address them. If you got the balls, you're going to, you know, really look at those things. And I heard, this is something that I've heard more recently, but it applies to kind of the concept and the mind frame that I had about where I was in my life trying to get to where I am now. I heard Steve Harvey on his show. He's like, somebody was telling him that they going through hell, you know what I mean? And something. And he said, okay, ask yourself this. If you're going through hell, why would you stop? that means you stopping in hell. I don't want to stop in hell. I'm going to keep going. I'm finna go through hell then, like you said, and keep it moving and get to the other side. And that's essentially, you know, me. I've been around so much fucking negative energy and just non-support as a person, you know what I mean? Non-support in the environment, non-genuine intentions in the environment that, you know what I mean? You can't grow in that, bro. It's like cancer, dog. And I'm not going to, like, you know what I mean, go into specifics on who these people are, but again, in this walk, in this journey, you have to make tough decisions. You have to walk away from things that are not good for you no more. Period, point blank. No matter who, what, when, where, and why. Because you gotta be at peace. If you ain't at peace, then you're not moving to what you're supposed to be moving to. Like, you know what I mean? Obedience. Obedience is, like, key. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the saint 100% just all the time. I listen to what Spirit tell me, because sometimes I want to see if I can do it my way. But the more I try and see if I can do it my way, and maybe it works, but it don't go as far as it could go if I would have sat back and trusted Spirit, I'm starting to relent and surrender on trying to impose my will on everything and let the creators do what they do, period. Because I'm a co-creator. I'm not the creator. So at some point, I got to sit back and let my co-creators create. And it's, you know, it's a simple formula once you get into it, but it takes effort. It takes real effort, and it takes understanding that your perspective is going to change. It's going to change. It's going to continue to change. It's going to continue to evolve, and it's going to continue to grow. But that's okay. That's the healthy aspect of ascension. That's the healthy aspect of growing the mind, body, and soul. You know what I mean? To not be able to confine yourself to one position in life and think that you know everything from that one position. Even though I feel like, you know, I'm giving people valuable information for where they are, that doesn't mean that in turn that people where they are in their spiritual situations can't, you know what I mean, shed insight for me so that I can grow and further ascend. You know what I mean? We all are intertwined. We all are interconnected. And the higher everybody vibe, the more everybody understands, and the more everybody gets that it's about having a higher perspective on things, you know, the better off as a whole race, no matter what color, black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian. I don't care. I'm not a person that see color. I see heart. I see intentions. I see people for who they are. And it don't matter what color you are. There's good people in all colors. There's bad people in all colors. Or not even bad people, but there's just people that choose to go the other way. Choose to ignore the light because they're afraid. And that's okay. That's not for us nor anyone else to change but that person. And all you can do is continue to be you. Is to continue to grow. Is to continue to keep that higher perspective in things so that you navigate through things as peacefully as possible. So that you live as peacefully as possible. So that you can interact and move as peacefully as possible. Think about that. It's perspective. It's all perspective. Enhanced perspective when we grow. I love y'all. Y'all be good. Peace.